Time for more popular homebrew picks from D&D Beyond. What do we want to look at today?
Let's jump into spells and see what people are interested in.
I'm Nerdarchy Ted.
And I'm Nerdarchy Steve. Welcome to Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds.
Let's divine some of these spells.
All right, so a lot of the other popular homebrew videos that we've done, the process is real simple. We are going to just go over to the D&D Beyond homebrew and sort it by the most viewed. We figure that's a fair assessment. That's what people are most interested in looking at. We don't know that they'll necessarily be the best, but they've piqued the most interest, which means you can actually just go right over to D&D Beyond and follow along, check out the spells. We put some links in the description so you can check them out as well. All you need is a free account, I believe, to look at the homebrew over there, so you can take advantage of that. And it's only fair to mention that D&D Beyond is one of our sponsors for Nerdarchy and this video in particular. So go check them out. D&D Beyond will make your game so much easier to run. So we got the top three spells that we're going to look at for homebrew, and they are listed by the number of views. First off, we have Arg from Dude Rob 92. Then we have Egg from Flying Doom Bunny. And finally, Origami from Cal Reader. They are first, second, and cantrip for the level of spell they are. Now, which one do you think you're going to be the most into, or do they all sound like trash to you? I don't know. Let us know down in the comments below and let us know what you're thinking.
And if you'd like to help out Nerdarchy and appease the YouTube algorithm, do all the things that make the YouTubes happy, like, share, subscribe, even do that thing with the notification bell.
And a quick reminder, we drop new videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so come on back and see what we've got for you.
All right, so I'm going to look at Arg. First level spell, casting time is an action, range is 120 feet, it's verbal somatic, duration is a round, school is enchantment, the save is wisdom, and the effect is deafened. Point to another creature and shout the command word to cause the target to scream uncontrollably for the duration. The target has some ability to influence what they are screaming, but it is largely unintelligible. While screaming, the target is naturally unable to cast spells that require verbal component, and any creature able to hear within 10 feet of the target is also deafened. Creatures unable to speak are unaffected by this spell. There's more than one way to silence a wizard.
Now,
Jerry the Bard.
Now, I kind of like this one, but I mean, the fact that people are deafened automatically within 10 feet, that might be a saving throw, I think. But
yeah,
with that small change, I think this is actually kind of a fun and interesting spell.
I would agree. I like the fact that, you can have it if the target fails its saving throw, they are deafened and must scream, for the round, and while they're screaming till the start of your next turn, they're unable to cast spells that require a verbal component. Creatures who are within 10 feet of the target who failed their save must make a save or become deafened. I think maybe they would make a con save, but that's my take on it.
Boom. Well, I got Egg. It's a second level spell with a casting time of one special. Not sure what one special is. The range area is self. It is verbal material. Duration instantaneous. School conjuration. Attack save none. Nothing listed for damage effect. When you cast Egg, roll a d6. You summon a d6 eggs in an unaccompanied space within 5 feet of you in any direction. You summon on a 2. You summon 2d6 eggs that shoot in random directions from you. Roll a d8 for each egg, starting from where you are facing and going clockwise. Each creature hit with an egg takes a die 6 magic bludgeoning damage. That's a painful egg. Number 3, the egg you use to cast the spell hatches into 1 die 12 plus 2 chickens. The chickens are friendly to you and your party, but you may not be given commands. However, if the number of chickens summoned is greater than 9, they're instead hostile to you. Killer chickens run away. So number 4, you summon 2 die 8 hard-boiled eggs that when consumed restore 2 hit points. 5, summon 1 large egg, roll a d6. The egg hatches as a friendly beast. Die 4 eagles, giant owl, crocodile, spider swarm, die 4 flying snakes, giant chicken. Use the giant eagle stats. or roll twice, ignoring the 6. The effects you've rolled are doubled. That's bad if you get the chickens because you're probably going to get more than 9. So you're going to have to deal with a lot of angry chickens. And the material component for this spell is, as you imagine, a egg. So I
Wow.
feel like the one special is supposed to be 1 action to cast.
Right.
And then you can do all kinds of egg stuff. With the summoning things that you can do with this spell, it is actually a little bit on the strong side. I mean, being able to summon a giant owl.
But I would have to say, with all of the possibilities of this spell, it's quite exciting.
Well, you got me there. If you want randomness and you don't know if it's going to be good, bad, or indifferent, this is the spell for you.
Indeed. All right, so I've got our third one, and this is Origami. This is a cantrip, casting time of an action. Range area is 5 feet. Verbal somatic, concentration up to an hour. It's transmutation. There's no damage, and there is no attack or save. You magically fold and animate a tiny piece of paper or similar material, such as a leaf, within range. You can fold it into one of the following shapes. A boat. The boat floats on and is not destroyed by water. When placed in water, you can mentally direct the boat to move in any direction along the water's surface at a speed of 5 feet per round. The boat is able to carry a single tiny object that weighs 1 pound or less. Some pretty powerful boat you got there. A crane. The crane has a fly speed of 10 feet. You can mentally direct the crane to move or name a location within 1 mile that you know of. The crane will fly to the location and land, becoming inert. That's really cool. Dog. The dog has a movement speed of 10. You can mentally direct the dog to move. If a creature hostile to you moves to within 10 feet of the dog moves up to its speed towards it and gives off a loud barking noise. Afterwards, the dog unfolds itself and becomes inert. The flower is controlled by the time of day. It is open during the day and closed during the night. During sunrise and sunset, the flower slowly opens and closes, respectively. The samurai has a movement speed of 5 feet. You can mentally direct the samurai to move. The samurai always points his sword in the direction of the nearest castle or fort. You can have up to 5 pieces of origami active at once. So that is an interesting aspect of a cantrip that has concentration, and with the nature of the spell, you could technically have more than one of these things going. That's interesting. Certainly not overpowered. So
I mean, it's interesting in the sense that you can use them to kind of send messages and things of that nature. I mean, the duration is an hour and you have to concentrate the whole time. Or using an origami dog, kind of like a for an alarm system because of the barking. So there's like some fun, interesting things you can do. Most of it is flavor and fluff. I'm sure there are certain players that could find ways to abuse this cantrip.
I like the crane, the dog, and the samurai. They all have aspects that I think could be useful to a standard adventurer. But I don't think there's anything here that I feel would break any kind of game balance with what it can do. I think a speed of 10 feet. I don't know if that gets to a mile within an hour or not. I certainly did not do the math, but part of me, the stupid math nerd, is like, I wonder if I figure that part out and how long that would take.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'll tell you one thing. There is a bunch of comments on the egg one with people like adding on to it, asking, hey, is this an XP to level 3 spell? I could kind of see Jacob doing something like that too. So I mean, there's a lot of fun there. And again, with these, like, they're not always necessarily balanced or the mechanics aren't quite right, but it does show what the community is actually interested in seeing. I mean, 37,000 people were like, a spell called Arg, I need to know what that's about. So
I imagine, it's probably a little bit of a crossover to the 40K players because of the WOG. But who knows? Maybe it's just a mere coincidence.
Yeah, it's very much a possibility. But I don't know. Would you allow any of these in your game? Have you used them? do you have any spells over there? Just let us know in the comments below. And if you want another video on homebrew, check out D&D magic items. Are these any good?
If you'd like to help Nerdarchy keep making videos like this one, why not head over to Patreon and support us over there?
As a thank you, you'll receive monthly 5e content for players and DMs alike, a chance to game with us, and more.
So until next time, stay nerdy.